Om Shanti, and a very good morning to all. Today, we are going to read the Murli dated 17th October 1981. It is a 2-day Murli, and that means we will be reading it today and tomorrow. So, the title of the Murli is The Solution to All Adverse Situations is to Become a Flying Bird. The Murli is simple and straight, but yet has a very deep meaning and understanding, right? When it comes to bringing this into practical life. Baba in today's Murli very well describes the quality of a flying bird, of an angel. He says the one who is free from all the bondages will be able to fly, and so remove yourself from the cage of worldly matters and become a flying bird. Yesterday, while reading the Murli and preparing, I felt that somehow Baba has tried to build up a short story. He begins with making us realize about the bondages that we have had in uh, the number of births, right? The previous births, almost around 63. Okay? And ultimately, like taking one step again forward, he says that you are now in a new birth and the old karmic accounts and all of that is over. Then taking this slowly forward, Baba gradually towards the end, he tries to connect us children to him, you know, somehow ultimately leading us to himself, that you are now mine. you know. So very beautiful, a very little short story that revealing that ultimately I am your destination. And you have to come to me. Of course, a few statements in the Murli are as such, where he straight away says that uh, all your responsibilities are mine and you have to give them to me. But ultimately, very beautifully, Baba just connects us to him somewhere. So let's read the Murli together. Bap Dada is signaling all of you children through the language of the eyes to go beyond this world and become residents of the subtle region. He begins this with a very beautiful uh, statement, right? That it is through the eyes, it is through the language of the eyes that Baba wishes to communicate. Because the subtle world is very quiet. There's no voice, there's no sound. The Baba says that you now have to become the residents of the subtle region. Bap Dada, the resident of the subtle region, is blessing you with the blessing of becoming equal to him. Whilst staying in the world of angels, simply come into this corporeal world to perform actions. Constantly continue to practice performing actions as a karma yogi and become an angel. You are to come here in the corporeal world only when you have to perform actions. Otherwise, you have to become an angel. Baba says, always remain conscious of being the form of an avyakt angel who lives in the world of angels. You do not live on land, but in the sky. Hmm? And so beautiful, right? You are not one of the ordinary people who live on land, but you are someone very special who lives in the sky. To be an angel means not only to be someone who is beyond this world of vice, but also who is beyond the vision and attitude of vice. Hmm? An angel is beyond all of those things. Angels constantly love the Father, and the Father constantly loves them. Both are constantly absorbed in love for one another. Hmm? Like as I mentioned, he will just give glimpses, that angels love the Father and the Father constantly loves them. Yeah? Okay, so he further says, have you become such angels? The Father remains detached and only incarnates in order to perform his task. Similarly, you angelic souls don't come because of your karmic accounts, but you enter bodies to perform actions because of your bondage of service. You then become detached whenever you want. Hmm? Baba, when he comes down, may it be in Brahma Baba's corporeal body, or may it be when he takes Dadi's Rath, right? So Baba is very detached at that time. He knows that I am to leave in an hour or so. I am not going to sit here and I'm not going to play the part, get entangled. This body is not mine. He knows all of that, right? And Baba says that you also have to become an angel. uh, I karam kiya or karam se nyaya hua, right? But for this stage, the point that we need to check here is like, to what extent have I surrendered things to Baba? Yeah? How much do I feel that all my work, my duties, responsibilities, everything is for Baba and it is with Baba? Like in, for example, if I go to the office daily, to what extent have I given this to Baba, or to what extent do I get this feeling that this is my seva, this is a part of my seva? जैसा center पे है, if I'm doing some seva at the center, do I have the same feeling when I go to the office that this is also a part of my seva? Huh? Or maybe say if I am at home uh, doing those household chores, and do I really feel that this is also my seva? Hmm? That is one of the steps that we can have, to get rid of these bondages. uh, Because of course, it's a very different feeling when you go to the center and we do seva there, and then come back home and do seva here. So Baba says, you then become detached whenever you want. Are you free from bondage to this extent? Mhm. This is what is known as being an angel. Right? Further, Baba says, when you belong to the Father, all the bondages of your old body and the old world are finished. This is why this life is called a life in which you have died alive. Marjiva Janam. Therefore, your old accounts of the past have been settled, and you have opened a new account of your new Brahmin life. Now, Baba is just saying it in one sentence, but we know that practically this is very deep. Huh? Again and again, there are something or the else comes up. Maybe it is an account with my own body, right? Maybe an account with my close relationships. uh, Maybe an account with uh, people whom I meet daily. Okay? Maybe some accounts which have suddenly arisen, right? Unknowingly, or maybe uh, some exam, some paper of some kind that has just come. That is all because of the past. Mhm. Of course, Baba is saying that you now have ended up those bondages, but then see, the soul is just the seed. uh, And when we enter this body itself becomes the prime instrument of paying back, of clearing all the accounts of the past. क्योंकि बिना शरीर के, बिना देह के आत्मा कोई भी कर्म बंधन चुका नहीं सकती, right? Not of the body, the relations, the anything that we are doing. आत्मा का मूल आधार ये शरीर बन जाता है, to pay back for the or to clear up for the past accounts of the bondages that we have. Hmm. This is, I guess, it is there in one of the Murlis of 1982, where Baba has very beautifully described कि हर शाखा, now see, you are the seed, और तुमसे निकला हुआ हर शाखा, like the relationships, the karam bandhan sharir ka, this is it is like a tree that the soul creates when it enters the body. And then you have to cut off all of that to enter this new birth. Baba says, okay, therefore, your old accounts of the past have been settled and you have opened a new account of your new Brahman life. All of you understand and believe that this birth is your birth of having died alive. Do you not? Have you died alive or are you still dying alive? मर गए हो या मर रहे हो? मर गए हैं for one thing that you have all surrendered, तो तकलीफ कम है, right? The pain is less. लेकिन हर दिन अगर मर रहे हैं, the pain is more. Hmm? That is as I was asking, have you died alive or are you still dying alive? What would you say? Have you become this or are you still becoming this? Are you still dying or have you died? When you are dead, all your past accounts are settled. A Brahman life is not a life of karmic bondage. It is a life of a karma yogi. When you perform actions as a master, those actions are not a karmic bondage. Because you are the master of your physical senses, you can use your physical senses to perform whatever actions you want and for as long as you want. Baba says when you become the master, then it no more is a karmic bondage, but then you become a karma yogi. Now, for this to come into actions, the very first step is that we realize that whatever I am doing, this is just a part of seva. Yeah? This is for Baba, this is with Baba. And then it becomes easy to get detached. I remember yesterday I got a sudden call, saying that you are supposed to design a flyer. Now, it's a very small thing. And that was for Seva. There's an event uh, in just 2-3 days, and then you need to design a flyer. And I just sat with that, giving priority that, since it's Sunday and I am not working, it's not a working day. So I'll complete the flyer and then I'll go to this Murli and prepare or read it once. I sat with the flyer before Noma Sham Yog, and I was just trying to complete it. I had an hour or so, and once I completed that, it was almost time for Noma Sham Yog, around 6:30, maybe 6:25. After I was done with the flyer, I sent and shared it to whoso all were responsible for it, and जो भी निमित्त आत्माएं थी उनको भेजा. The moment I sat down for Numasham, I was still having those thoughts of I could have done this. I could have added this slogan to the flyer. Can we change the content? Huh? Can I just modify the font? And within a few minutes, I realized that Baba, what is this? This is your seva. Okay, forget about my work. Forget about the job that we go. वहां से detach होना तो छोड़ो चलो अभी. This flyer is your seva. I cannot keep remembering about that seva again and again in the yoga because I am sitting down for yoga and I'm sitting down for a connection with you. I can't go and recall what I have done. So it took me a few minutes and then I started realizing that यहाँ पे detach होना is this easy for me? So it's a very little thing. बहुत छोटी चीज है. But then how much time am I taking to collect myself back and come and sit for yoga? And then when I started reading his Murli, I realized that yes, now this is what Baba wants me to do. You have to be very quick. अगर सेवा कर रहे हो तो सिर्फ सेवा ही करो. योग में बैठना है तो योग ही करो. हाँ? Maybe this is what Baba is trying to say when he says that you are the master of your physical senses as well. हाँ? फिर सूक्ष्म मन बुद्धि भी. Right? The Baba says, because you are the master of your physical senses, you can use your physical senses to perform whatever actions you want and for as long as you want. So, to be a Brahmin means to be an angel. It doesn't mean to be a soul who has any karmic bondage, but to be a soul who has the pure bond of service. Now, I will admit that, agree to this, that if it is for seva, it is slightly easy to detach. But if it is for a job role or my responsibility at work or at home, it becomes slightly difficult to detach. Now, see if a person at home, if he is sick or if he or she is sick, if someone in the close relation is not well, okay, and you are taking care of that person, how long does it take for us to get detached? Of course, taking care of that person, giving them medicine, taking care properly. But when it's time to sit for yoga, how long does it take for me to come back and sit in yoga? Hmm? This is also a point of checking, right? Baba says, you have received your present body for service. All the accounts of your life of karmic bondage have now come to an end. This life is a new life. All of you understand this, do you not? None of your past accounts are still continuing, are they? What do people from Maharashtra think? What do you teachers think? Are you clever at settling your accounts? The primary, rather, we can discuss this towards the end of our discussion. What can be a few ways, in which we can settle our accounts, as Baba is saying? So maybe we can discuss this, that what can be a few ways in which we can settle our past accounts. Or Baba says, or are you slack? You do know how to settle your accounts, do you not? By becoming an angel, you will be liberated from having to make an effort. See how the story moves forward. Huh? He took us through the journey that you still have accounts, but this is your new birth and you have to now clear it off. And then now he's coming and saying that you are only to become an angel. Hmm? You have to only make one effort of becoming an angel and you will feel liberated. So those who fly are faster than those who walk, run or jump up high, And so they would be liberated from making effort. In the eternal form, you are those who fly. A soul is a flying bird, not a walking bird. Hmm? This is so true, right? The natural quality of a soul is freedom. The soul never likes to be getting caught, but still, आत्मा को पाठ बजाने के लिए शरीर चाहिए, and it is since 84 births that the soul takes the form, the corporeal form. शरीर धारण करता है. But all of us have somewhere taken this taste, of true freedom, and the soul is actually detached from the body. The Baba says the soul is a flying bird, not a walking bird. Because of your burden, you forgot your eternal sanskar, and this was why, instead of being an angel, you got tied in the bondage of your karma. So instead of being a flying bird, you became a caged bird. Now, your eternal sanskar of a flying bird has to emerge once again. Hmm? You're now coming to the story of the flying bird, taking it more forward. And this flying bird has somewhere to reach that stage of complete freedom, where there's just you and him, right? Further, Baba says, this means that you have to stabilize yourself in your angelic form. Claim the blessing of being equal. This is what is meant by easy effort. When you labor over many different adverse situations and wonder what you can do or how you can do something, then the situation becomes big and you become small. You know? बहुत सारे जब सवाल, there are many questions coming up in times of some situation or some circumstances, then Baba says that makes you heavy. Then you will not be able to fly. The situation becomes powerful and you become weak. In any situation, no matter whether it is to do with nature, whether it is connected to your body, whether it is based on your physical or spiritual relationships, or your own sanskars, or those of others, there is only one answer to resolve all the questions of how and why in an adverse situation, and the answer is to become a flying bird. See, all this comes under our bondages. If it's with nature, the body, physical or spiritual relationships, our own sanskars, or maybe the sanskars of others. Right? These are the causes that take us into that caged bondages. Baba says that the solution to this is to become a flying bird. Let the situation remain down below and you fly above it. When you look down from above, then no matter how big something is, it will appear to be very tiny. Therefore, the easy way to overcome all situations is to become an angel and a flying bird. Do you understand what easy effort is? When you say, my nature, my sanskars, my bondage, etc., did you not finish the bondage of the consciousness of mind when you died alive? The language of angels is not the language of mind. To be an angel means to be someone who believes that everything of mine is now yours. And look how he's connecting us to him. huh? I remember yesterday while I was reading this Murli, of course, I first make an effort to read it in Hindi, and then coming to English. तो ये हिंदी में ना ये सब ऐसे बहुत है कि तुम्हारी देह, तुम्हारे संस्कार, तुम्हारी नेचर, तुम्हारे कर्म बंधन. And then when Baba says this line, कि, you have given whatever is yours is now mine. You have to give it to me. And then I was just pondering upon, कि, Acha, Baba, this is also yours. This is also yours. And then he subtly, I just felt Baba saying that ये सब तो तुमने मेरे को दिया, तुम किसकी हो? हाँ? You are handing, you are giving me everything that you have, but अरे तुम किसकी हो? And then that clicked me कि अच्छा हाँ बाबा पहले तो मैं आपकी हूँ ना, and then everything that follows is yours. So it was so beautifully, Baba, just in a very subtle this thing, it came and made me realize and think upon that, oh, before giving everything to me, आप किसकी है ना, तुम किसकी हो? So Baba says to be an angel means to be someone who believes that everything of mine is now yours. The consciousness of mine makes you a resident of this land, whereas the consciousness of yours lets you to be seated on the throne. Tera tera kar. Okay? Therefore, to become an angel means to become free from the bondage of mind. In this spiritual life, only the one Father and none other is mine. Have you become an angel to this extent? See, bringing this story and connecting all of us to Him. Ultimately, whatever you have just me. You don't have to go anywhere else. What will those from Maharashtra become? You know how to become angels, do you not? Always remember that the one way to resolve all the problems is to become a flying bird and make others into flying birds. Do you understand? So, this is not for any situation. ऐसे नहीं कि परिस्थिति आएगी तब हम फरिश्ता बने. But this has to be a continuous practice. तभी तो जब परिस्थिति में भी फरिश्ता बन सकेंगे. Right? Acha. To such souls whose angelic forms are equal to the Father's, to the souls who constantly stay in a loving and detached stage and belong to the one Father and none other, to those who are conquerors of their physical senses by constantly practicing being a karma yogi and karmatit, to those who are constantly free from the bondage and who stay bound in service, to the children who have received the blessing of being equal to the Father, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. From us children to our beloved Baptada, love-filled remembrance, and so maybe we can continue with the rest of the part tomorrow. We will take a minute of silence, reflect on the points, and then we shall share the points from the option. Om Shanti. You can now unmute and share the points from the Murli. Anyone?
Om Shanti. It's a wonderful Murli, and I would like to just reflect this point, which is relating to myself, is To be an angel means to be someone who believes that everything of mine is now yours. Where Baba says that the consciousness of me or mine makes me a resident of this land, whereas the consciousness of yours lets me to be seated on the throne, Baba's heart throne. So to become an angel means to become free from the bondage of mind. This is really true, and I've experienced this that in this spiritual life. If I strongly believe that only the one Father is mine and none other, even my own sanskar of body consciousness and 63 births and my own attitude and my own vision is not mine. Actually, uh, that's an illusion, and it's actually the real one is actually I'm eternally a flying bird, and uh, and everything is Father's, not mine. Anything. So it helps me to and wherever I've gone distracted from this consciousness, there has been some mistakes. So therefore, this is a lesson for me that constantly to be in this awareness that bodily relations, and body consciousness is of Father's. Give it to Father, and let Father be mine. Uh, Everything of this. Father is my world. Thank you.
So true, so true. Yes. Yes. Anyone else like to share anything? Pichit Bhaiji, you want to share something?
Yeah, so
Yes.
yeah, even I like this movie very much. It's very nice. So, Baba would like to see us becoming free from any sort of bondage. So the one bondage Baba says is mind. Yeah. So and when we have the thought like that are only the one Father and another, nothing is mine, so everything belongs to Baba. So we all know that everything belongs to Baba, and but still in the form of thought we'll try to hold it. So that is what the bondage is. So Baba would like to see us angels. Angels, the angels don't belong here in the Scorpio world. They belong to settled regions here. And we have this thought that we don't belong here, I belong there, the settled region with God. So that's really a beautiful feeling. So what makes us pull down to this is some of the karmic um, settlement or karmic accounts that we still have, which needs to be settled, right? And the more uh, accounts we settle, the more lighter we become. The more lighter we become, it becomes easy for us to fly and become a resident of the settled region. Yeah, so my practice for today is to experience myself as light, and then experience that lightness in my while performing as a meditation. Experience myself as a bondage free bird, flying bird, and experience that celebration as much as possible. Okay, thank you.
Okay, yes. Yes, Girja sister, please.
Om Shanti Deepika Ben. I
Om
was
Shanti.
just trying to, today Baba has used the word as angel and flying bird. I was trying to differentiate, find out between both, because if you see an angel, and that too here Baba speaks about an avyak angel. An angel when we go only to the subtle region. So that kind of angel where Baba And the way he says, the angel loves the father loves the angel, and both of them love each other. They are absorbed in their love. Like I belong only to the father. The old world or the old relationships, I'm not bound by it. Everything is finished. I have no bondage. And how he equates Brahmin, angel, Brahman, our Farishta. Then I was just thinking, what is this new concept of flying bird which he has given? I wanted to differentiate between both, because an angel is more, I feel, a messenger of God. An angel is one who carries God's love everywhere. An angel is one because nothing belongs to her. Everything belongs to him. There's no mind. There is all yours, yours, yours. So, she is detached, of course. That's why her feet is above the ground, and she is also loving. And so that makes her double light. So that's an angel. But a flying bird, when I take that concept, for me, whenever I think of flying bird, I can only think of the eagle. There's a very good song on how they fly high and all the eagles. So a flying bird is, here Baba gives it for a situation. So I was thinking, how is an angel, does she become a flying bird? No, that's a totally different concept. Where a flying bird is, detach yourself, go away from the situation, fly so high, so high, so high, that the situation is down, the problem is down. And like they say in management terms, you can observe the problem from up and you can find a solution. So I was looking at two perspectives rather than combining an angel and a flying bird. Because Baba has given us, if you see, both this over here. And how well he said, a flying bird, when it flies, it has no questions, no how, no why. It will just look from up above. And when you're up above, it's tiny.
Your
But for
voice is
angel, he has
breaking.
never said that things look no, a little sore throat system. So the angels do not look at things as tiny, but a flying bird looks as tiny.
Or is it?
So I was just, now you can hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
No, I was just trying to differentiate between the angel in this Murli. I'm not talking about from a general sense. In this Murli, Baba speaks about a flying bird which sees everything as tiny because they fly so high, like an eagle. But an angel, they don't see things as tiny and all. They are even though they have lost contact with the world, they are still have got a hold over the souls and all. So I was, and I liked one thing which Baba said, a soul is a flying bird, not a hopping bird. It flies and soars high. I was trying to churn between these two to say when I should become an angel and when I should be a flying bird. Om Shanti.
Eternally, Baba said that the soul is always a flying bird, right? Because the soul is always free from the bondages, the worldly bondages or the physical bondages or anything. So the soul is continuously like the original stage of the soul is always of a flying bird, right? And when we realize that, we become like if I am in that consciousness of or practicing being a flying bird, getting detached, it becoming it is become now easy for me to detach from the situations, detach from my relations. Gradually, I go to that form of becoming an angel, right? Because if I am in that stage of only a flying bird, I realize I'm only detached. And when, as you very well mentioned, that an angel is someone who is giving all the time, who is just in Baba's remembrance and in his love, and the work of an angel is to only give.
Om Shanti. Another reflection I would like to share is the bondage of service versus bondage of karmic accounts. And Baba says that when in bondage of karmic accounts, there is a lot of bondages there. So they will, they will hamper the speed of, and also they will bring the soul into even more bondages, as you described. Like soul, when takes on the body, then it has got so many relations and all that, like a tree, and soul is a seed. So that entire tree is like so much of expansion. And when there is a bondage of service, then entire expansion merges into the seed form, and there is a there is no bondage. Soul is like a flying bird. So even the logic actions are there. That they, if the soul has the attitude of treating that as a service, then it sets me free. Om Shanti.
Deepika Ben, can you give us some more story? You made it such a big story. The story of soul to angel, the story of the soul to flying bird. Because I really want to know that story. When an angel and when a flying bird. Because I find there are two different stories, two different situations. If you can add some more spice to that story.
Maybe I can try this with an experience of mine. Maybe if that helps somehow, I can just try, because what happened a few days back was, I constantly was having that thought that, Baba, we have here, in our city, we've just started with a digital wellness local chapter here, that, in our city, it's just starting now. And I just continuously had that thought, but that, Baba, somehow, let's have this digital wellness session in the office. I just, or somewhere in a connection in the office. Maybe now, I work in a company that primarily is related to, schools and colleges and manages all of that. So I just had that thought of, Baba, why not take this session to one of the schools, one of our schools. And I was just having this random thought. Okay, and I tried to move away from this. I just kept this thought and started maybe like working on it. I felt like I should go to the principal in charge and talk to her. Uh, and I did that. I went there and I told her that, we are coming up with a local chapter of this and this. Now, of course, she knows me because she is one of the staff and I am a staff from the company, and she manages the school, but I'm a part of the company. It's that way. But we know each other, and we met. And the very first thing that I told her that, we are coming up with this, and this is for school students and this will be beneficial. She said yes. Okay. At that point, okay, I was continuously getting those slight thoughts कि अच्छा मेरे ऑफिस में हो रहा है ना. You realize that my thing कि अच्छा मैं निमित्त बनी ना. हाँ बाबा, यहाँ पे शुरू हो रहा है ना. Now this mine was very little, in just 0.00001%, you might say. And then I stopped there. I said, Baba, ये जो मैं का जहर है ना, like these were my words to Baba, कि ये जो मैंपन का जहर है ना, do not allow this to enter my mind. I know कि सेवा ऑफिस में होगी और आप करवाओगे, and जो भी है, you will be doing it. But do not let this enter my mind in any way. And no giving chance to Maya in any form. Kitna bhi percent mein no. And these were my words to Baba. I sat down, I wrote a letter कि जब तक सेवा खत्म नहीं होगी, Baba, just keep me away from all this. Yeah? So a flying bird here, I feel, was to detach myself in some way. uh, not getting into those thoughts, not getting entangled कि अच्छा, I am doing it, अच्छा, I am going to carry this out and this is going to be through me, that ये मेरे office में है, all of that. Keeping a full stop to that, detaching yourself from that. And then I actually felt like Baba is, giving a touching कि अभी किया तो है, वाणी से तो कर लिया, you went and gave the message there, okay? लेकिन the program जहाँ पे होना है, you have to also be a part of the सूक्ष्म service there. सटल भी तो सेवा करनी पड़ेगी ना, सिर्फ चली जाऊंगी वहां पे भाषण करने, how is this going to happen? जो भी दीदी को ले जाऊंगी, जो भी whosoever is coming for the lecture for the digital wellness, अरे सूक्ष्म भी तो सेवा है या नहीं है? And then I got this कि अच्छा, now I have the time to become an angel. Somehow I'm just trying to connect the 2 points. And then you realize when you sit in yoga, you then play the part of an angel there, doing some suksham service, emerging that all those students, the teachers, and everyone जो ये digital session attend करेंगे, digital wellness का session attend करेंगे, right? So initially it actually begins with our own stage, the soul being detached from these, the मैं का causes, the mind. And then once you have detached yourself completely, then Baba takes care of you being an angel and throwing light of actually performing and practically performing that Suksham Seva as well. Where I felt so good that Baba, forget about वो क्या था, मतलब digital wellness का session is just a medium. Ultimately, what are you doing? You have to bring the souls close to Baba. And that is what the angel does, right? And then I realized, acha, this is the role of an angel here. So now when you just asked, ki, acha, can you throw some light on, what is a flying bird and what is an angel? I was just trying to connect the two. Once if I start detaching myself, then it becomes actually easy for me to become an angel, right? I don't know if I'm able to satisfy your question or to answer to it, but all I could do is just share the experience, and this is what I feel. If
Yeah, I
anybody
think
else
it's
would like to
nice.
add on, yeah.
I think it's nice. Go up, soar up, detach yourself from your body, go up as a flying bird. And then when you're detached enough, come down as an angel and do your service. I think up as a bird and down as an angel. I think according to situation, we can do that. That was a nice experience.
See, anybody else would like to share anything, would like to add on, would like to share any of your experience, please go ahead. Okay, so we can take one homework for today. Now, as Baba has invited us, all of us, to the subtle region, so let's take this point of going to the subtle region at least 63 times today, right? Because now he says that karam bandhan, जो भी है, karmic chukana है ना, the bondages have to be cleared. So if we are reaching to a practice of 84 times, that is well and good in a day. But today, let's try this out, to go to the subtle region just for a second or two, meet Baba, and every time in a different form. Okay. Once an angel, then the other time take his drishti, the other time go and ask him, what are you doing? The other time take a book or maybe share some point with Baba. share something with Baba. Every time in a different way, but for 63 times at least. Even if we are going for 63 times for 1 second, 1 hour, I believe, is more than enough. So today, let's take this practice to visit Baba in the subtle world at least 63 times with the thought that this is clearing off all my karmic accounts of these births. Every time I go to the subtle region, one birth ka karmic account cleared, right? So ye sankalp ke saath, let's try this out. And when we meet tomorrow, let us make sure to carry some of the other experience tomorrow. Of course, Baba has invited us to Baba ka kaam hai anubhav dena. Okay, and we'll share the experiences tomorrow, right? Moving towards the meditation just for a minute. Let's sit back quietly. I, the soul, completely detached from this body, extremely light in my thoughts, words, and deeds. I am a free soul, a free spirit, free from all the bondages. Now look at myself as a flying angel in the subtle region. In Baba's Drishti, I tell Baba that I have this homework today and I will come to the subtle region. I will practice being an angel throughout the day. I visualize Baba's twinkling eyes and Baba's beautiful smile. Moving with this thought, I slowly and lightly move towards my day. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divya. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, you all experience a beautiful angelic day. Om Shanti.